I field a never-ending stream of requests from folks to advise them of the best Bible, or the one that is a direct, this is the other one I get, word for word, literal translation. And I'm here to tell you that such a thing would sound so odd in English that it would be near to impossible to make sense of it. The grammatical structures of Hebrew and Greek don't have precise one-to-one English equivalents. But even more as concerns the New Testament, behind those Greek words, and this is so important, behind those Greek words are the Hebrew thought patterns of their Hebrew authors who were attempting to express themselves about their Hebrew religion. But because, as in Paul's case, the writers were usually sending their letters to Greek speakers in the diaspora, they couldn't use their Hebrew language to express themselves. Why? The recipients wouldn't be able to read it. Now, as one who has been privileged to travel extensively internationally, I can tell you that even if someone in another country is able to speak English well enough, many of the words and terms we use in our Western vocabulary mean something different to them. And that's because the terms and the words that we use have a direct relationship to our particular culture. Merely speaking a foreign language in no way assumes any understanding whatsoever of the societies in which that is their native language. I mean, just because I might be able to speak Spanish certainly doesn't mean I have any understanding of Mexican culture or of the cultures of Puerto Rico or Spain or Argentina. I mean, one of the best examples of this that I delight in retelling is that several years ago, I purchased a writing toy for one of my grandchildren. It, of course, required assembly, and it was made in, where else? China. So the English assembly instructions were written by English-speaking Chinese. Everything was going along well until I read the following instruction. Insert bolt through the wheel hub and tighten the nut until it's happy. Happy? How am I supposed to know when the nut's happy? In English, the term happy is reserved as an expression of emotion. Apparently in Chinese culture, it carries a little different meaning. It can even be extended to inanimate objects. It more means to make something or maybe someone right or functioning in harmony. So, the reason for the existence of the scores of different Bible versions in English alone has to do with what choices a particular Bible translator or board of Bible editors made about how to define certain Greek or Hebrew words. And since almost all translators are beholden to one denomination or another, they quite naturally use words that best uphold their theological beliefs. And believe me, some Bibles are translated by atheists. That may come as a surprise, but it's true. The complete Jewish Bible is no different. So why do I use it? Because it reads so well when spoken out loud, and because it inserts some words and names in Hebrew to constantly remind us the Bible is a Hebrew document from Genesis to Revelation. That's why I use it. Now, although it's a helpful tool, the complete Jewish Bible is not the greatest study Bible. The best solution for most students of God's Word is to use a variety of Bibles, with the complete Jewish Bible is just one of them. On paper, one of the better technical translations is the King James Version. But the problem with it is that it uses an antiquated dialect of English that was spoken 500 years ago. And so many of the English words used in the the King James Version had a very different meaning then than it does for us who use modern English. There is one translation that I encourage people to avoid, the NIV. It is clearly an agenda-driven Bible that will add or delete words and phrases and portions of verses to assure that its particular humanistic worldview is put forward. So with that, what is the better and more accurate translation? We started all this of Romans 1:17 than the complete Jewish Bible. We find it in the English Standard Version, the ESV, and it is spoken essentially this same way in many other familiar English Bible versions. And listen carefully to this, for in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the righteous shall live by faith.